Hello YouTube, how is everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of LA Noire. We are continuing from where we left off here, and we are doing this next case, the setup. And also, I've been reading your comments. A lot of you guys have actually warned me about this case, and you guys have told me that this case is really easy to fail. That if you mess up the questions, the entire case fails. So I'll be very careful with this. I'm gonna make sure not to make any kind of mistakes.
You like the fight game, Phelps?
I did a little boxing in the Marines. I found it a pretty humbling experience.
Fix you a sandwich, buddy. Corned beef and egg salad, 12 cents. Bologna and ham and cheese.
I'm trying to remember whether this is a DLC case or this is a main case, because I don't remember this one. I don't think I do.
You'll like this fight, though. A plucky limey's about to take a beating from an up-and-coming Negro.
You sound pretty sure about the result.
I ought to be. I got $50 on the black kid. Let's get a ringside seat.
Also, boxing is my favorite sport to watch. I'm not like a major fan, but sometimes occasionally I'll watch it. But it's probably the only fighting sport that I can really watch. I don't like UFC too much. I'm just not a fan of that. I just like them both standing up each other, punching each other, much more than like the rolling around in UFC.
That son of a bitch Hammond made a run for his dressing room. Let's find out what's going on.
God damn you, Albert! You get out here right now!
Step back! LAPD!
What's going on over here?
What's going on?
That son of a bitch Hammond has jammed the door.
And who are you?
Carlo Arcaro, I'm his manager.
I'm his trainer.
Interesting attitude to have towards a victorious athlete.
Victorious? We had an arrangement. We had a goddamn arrangement!
That limey bastard was paid to take a nap. He reneged. And you
For people wondering, what does that mean, he was paid to take a nap? It means that he was paid to take a fall. This actually does happen. It's not as common today. It still actually happens to a degree today, but back then this was a lot more common. Basically, fighters would rig fights. So what happens was people would place a specific bet on a fighter. A fighter typically is not going to, a fighter typically is going to win a fight. And so basically is how the odds work in betting is that the odds favor the person that is going to win. So if somebody is has a record of winning like most fights they fight in, and then somebody has a record of like losing more than half their fights, if they bet on the guy losing more than half their fights, they're gonna make way more money than if they bet on the guy who has a good record of winning. It's just the odds are just gonna be a lot higher for the person that typically does not win. You're going to make a lot more money back that way. And so what people do is they basically pay off the fighter, like the manager is in on this, so the manager is part of this. They will pay off the fighter, and they will basically say, you take a fall, and they'll try to make it seem realistic, like he gets punched, he gets knocked down, just to try to make it seem like it's not fake. And I think this does constitute a crime. I'm pretty sure this does constitute a crime. I think that it's a form of fraud. That's what I think it is, because you're basically rigging a fight. You're supposed to be playing to win. You're not supposed to be basically playing to, to lose. And so people rig the fights just so that the bettors can make a lot of money, and they basically give a cut to the fighter who took the dive and a cut to the manager. But this guy does not seem to take the cut, and he ended up winning the fight, even though he was supposed to take a fall. And now the manager's pissed. And the same thing happened to Ballad of Gay Tony. The Ballad of Gay Tony was an illegal underground fight ring, but I mean Santos wanted Luis to win the first two fights and lose the third one. He was supposed to take a fall, but Luis didn't want to. He ended up winning. The guy got really pissed and tried to kill him afterwards.
We're out of pocket.
damn right. Me and a couple hundred other people.
Stand aside.
He squeezed out the window. I'll put an APB out on him.
Why would we do that? He
All
won the
point
fight fair and
bulletin.
square.
To prevent him from getting clipped. He was paid to flop. There was big money riding
That's
on
true.
Are
this
we
fight.
here because you lost money or because we're investigating a prize fighting racket?
Very funny. Look around and see what you can find. Which is Hammond's locker?
Also, clipped means getting killed. That's basically what it means. And it's clipped is a reference to clip that you put into a magazine. Different than That's basically what it's a reference to, is that, there's magazines that you put, clips into. Clip is basically a cluster of bullets. It's not the magazine, but a lot of times gangsters are so stupid that they can't even tell the difference between a clip and a, detachable magazine. But anyway, the clip is basically the cluster of bullets that goes into a magazine. It's the easiest way to differentiate. But basically, yeah, when somebody says you're gonna get clipped, means you're gonna get shot. That's pretty much what that means.
Not much help.
Sure. On. Save the newspaper for last. What's this?
There's a phone number we can run by R&I, plus a bunch of names and odds. You're not the only one who likes to flutter, Roy.
Mervin 22-1. These are odds. These are basically what these are odds. The odds of winning a fight. That's pretty much what it is. Fighters will have specific odds on that. So yeah, these are the fighters and these are the odds of winning. And I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure if people bet on Mervin and Mervin wins, they get the most amount of money. The closest that it is to 1 is you'll earn the least amount of money. So when you're betting, the closer the number is to 1, so if the number, it's 22 there, the closer it is to 1, the less money that you will win from the bet, but that person has a higher track record of winning. So Mervin seems like he has a track record of not winning that many fights. That's why his odds are 22-1. Here, what is tape? Nothing important here. And check under. That's everything. It was just that. And then we'll pick up the newspaper now and look at this.
You look troubled.
I'm in a jam, Doctor.
Can I help, Courtney? Is it money?
No, Doctor. That's okay. Do I have your professional confidence?
Whatever you say, we'll never leave this room.
Yeah, sure it won't.
I talked some of the guys in my old unit into doing something, and it's gone wrong. I guess I did it for the wrong reasons. For short-term gain. We came home from China on the Cool Ridge.
The morphine robbery.
That was us. I thought I could get the guys a fair share. Some sort of benefit for the sacrifices that they made in the war. Those guys deserve it, Doctor.
Oh, I'm sure they do, Courtney. But the deserving aren't always rewarded.
Tell me about it, Doc. We shifted our stuff onto this mob-connected guy, and it's been turning up all over town. It wasn't meant to be like this.
The presumption was rather naive, Courtney.
I know that now, Doctor. But people are dying.
Look at his eyes, he hasn't been sleeping.
Few questions.
Sure.
Do your underworld contacts have all the morphine?
No, they don't. We doled it out, hoping we could control it.
Are they pressing you for further allocation?
That's the polite way of putting it, Doctor.
I may be able to help you, Courtney.
Thanks, Doc. It helps just to talk about it.
I mean, I have a solution that will help you financially and salve your conscience.
I'm all ears, Doctor.
I will transact to take all the narcotic off your hands, and you can rest assured that it will all be medically administered. I will use the funds that I no longer require for the purchase of medication and invest them in housing developments.
Housing?
The developments in question are housing projects for former servicemen. Your return will come from the sale of the properties, and your investment will benefit those that you care for most. Does this arrangement meet with your approval?
You're a magician, Doctor.
Yeah, so you're gonna find out more about that housing situation later, but, Fontaine is not, to be trusted. And about Fontaine is that there was already two bad Fontaines. There's a Fontaine in L.A. Noire, and there's the Fontaine in BioShock. They're both bad.
You find that cocksucker and you bring him to me.
I feel bad too, Mickey. He guaranteed me he would take the flop.
I guarantee that you will be fish food if you don't bring me... Roy, you out of pocket too?
Mickey? Seems that way.
Don't worry about it. My boys are out looking for him.
Well, you'd better call them off. This is a police matter now. If anything happens to Hammond, I'll testify that you made threats against him.
Who's the Greyhound? He's a frisky one, isn't he?
Cole Phelps? Mickey Cohen.
I know who he is, Roy. I, met his brother-in-law.
I think you had the mixture pretty scared back there.
Yeah, that was, right there. Cole probably should not have said that. That's basically gonna put a target on his back now. And also, Mickey Cohen's brother-in-law was the guy that you shot in the first Vice case at the end in Ice Factory.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address for the following phone number. AL345.
The address for the phone number is the Hotel El Mar, 6294 Leland Way, Hollywood.
Thank you.
You know the place? Flophouse. Quarter a night, no questions asked.
Take something else. You guys have also requested me in the comments that I drive different cars. Hotel El Mar, okay.
You seem to have a pretty cozy relationship with Cohen and Stompanato.
Do I note a hint of reprimand?
I gotta turn off the music here. Also, guys, I hope that the flickering isn't too annoying. Like, it's like, I know it's like every minute you might see like a small little flicker. I'm sorry about that.
Gangsters comes with the turf.
I'm visiting my family right now, and I'm, recording things off of my gaming laptop, and I don't know why it's doing that. I'm gonna, check up on this on the weekend, make sure it just stops doing that.
You should try out Mickey's place. He's got a haberdasher's up on Sunset. See if he can get you out of those old man's clothes that you slink around in.
It's a front for his illegal activities.
It is that, but he does carry some very sharp suits.
If it's okay with you, I'll stick with Brooks Brothers.
Oh, and also, I'll also tell you guys another thing about boxing. This is one thing I actually didn't know about when it comes to boxing. Like I said, I'm not a major fan, just occasionally sometimes will watch fights. But about boxing, when I played through Fight Night Champion, which is, in my opinion, the best boxing game of all time, a lot of you guys actually told me in the comments that boxing in real life is one of the most rigged sports ever, because what will happen is managers will decide the fights. And so, those people that have, like, undefeated streaks, they have, like, these massive streaks? Managers and promoters, the promoters will apparently only choose fights that they think the fighter will win. So they will just build up a guy with, like, this insanely unbeatable streak, but they'll only choose fights that they think the fighter will win. And so that's why sometimes some of these fighters have, like, insane streaks, because the promoters only choose fights specifically that they know the fighter is going to win. That they know there's very little chance of the fighter actually losing the fight. And D.L. McQueen, I know, in Fight Night Champion is supposed to be based off of a bunch of corrupt boxing promoters. The main antagonist in that game.
Yeah, what do you want?
LAPD. We're making inquiries into the whereabouts of an Albert Hammond.
No one here by that name.
You sure?
Sure, I'm sure. This isn't the sort of place where people use their real names. Take a look at the register if you don't believe me.
Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just cracked?
Oh, and let me turn the music back on, too. Okay, so his name was Hammond, right? He's probably gonna choose a name, probably similar to it.
So look for prominent Tommies. That should narrow it down.
Albert Hammond. Okay, so I'm gonna look for an AH name. Let's see. Artie Shaw. That's, I don't know, that's a reference there to Sopranos there.
Isn't he the cop they've been talking about on the radio? Want another commendation?
Reddit Inc., but no, probably not. Probably doesn't mean anything. Marilyn Monroe? What? Humphrey Bogart? Winston Churchill? What the hell?
Winston Churchill.
Yes.
A very patriotic Englishman is staying in room 207.
Winston Churchill, so...
Even at a flop house, Adley can't get out from his shadow.
Those names, like, that was just... Like, Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of the UK. Well, he wasn't Prime Minister anymore. He lost his re-election after World War II. And that was primarily because people liked Winston Churchill for they liked him as a war, Prime Minister because he helped to defeat Nazi Germany. But they didn't,
Doors unlocked.
they didn't trust in his economic policies after the war, the British public.
Looks like he's had a broad up here.
This. For dentures?
A skeleton goes into a bar.
Western Union.
He must be heading home.
You
know, I hope
Hammond.
he makes it.
Home soon, your boy done good, Albert.
No chance.
Of Brick Lane, London. Home soon, your boy done good.
I guess the fighter has plenty of time on his hands between bouts. Does Albert have somebody special? I didn't see anyone in his corner at the fight.
Oh, instant heat again.
Adrian Black's product of choice. Seems like a lifetime ago. Candy has expensive taste. Albert has his work cut out for him.
Who's Candy?
Candy Edwards, the lady who filled out this coupon.
The thing is...
All right, let's go after his girl. See if that gets us.
Candy was a lot more expensive back then. Chocolate especially, because what a lot of people don't know, a lot of these candies that we eat today, these are still very much, these chocolates and stuff like that, they're very much modern, you know, inventions still. If you even look at, like, World War II, during World War II, like, soldiers were so excited to, like, get chocolate bars because they...
Must have just missed him.
Because it wasn't that common.
Looks like Albert has been doing some homework. 11 grand would be a nice little nest egg.
200 times 18, 100. Okay. That's everything there, pretty much.
Gives us an angle if he has a real love interest.
Oh, can we talk to this guy? Oh, you could have
married by a judge.
Could have asked him if he's seen anybody.
All right, let's go after his girl. See if that gets us any closer.
Okay, Candy, and her name is Candy Edwards. Her first name probably is not Candy. That's just too much that he's buying chocolate for her and her name is Candy. That is a real name, by the way. Candy is an actual name. But it's, but I think that's a fake name. I don't think that's a real name. Okay. What do you... Okay, that was just... I don't know why you couldn't enter from that side.
He's a punching bag for the up-and-comers. Just know his goddamn place.
I think he knows. I think he worked out the place isn't L.A.
He's punchy. His brain's going to... mush. Winston Churchill? Give me a break.
Churchill is a fighter, Roy. Hammond didn't just scribble down the first name he could think of.
So, you boxed in the Marines?
We all did. Standard training.
I can't imagine you ever played dirty.
The only prize for taking a fall was 1,000 push-ups.
We need to know which room is Candy's.
Okay, let's turn music back on. I'm sorry I gotta keep doing this, guys. It's just the music mafia, you know, they're just gonna come after the video and they're gonna claim the video.
I'm out of here.
LAPD, ma'am. We're looking for Candy Edwards.
Apartment 7. You take the outside stairs by the parking lot and turn left at the top. You friends of the Italian guy?
Italian guy?
Yeah. Sleazy type? Gave his name as Carlo. I didn't like the look of him, but Candy has some funny friends.
Thanks.
This Candy broad must be as sweet as she sounds. All these gentlemen callers.
He might be a prostitute. That's also a possibility. Is this what is this, like an apartment or a hotel?
Give it up,
Sounds
bitch.
like we're missing all
He's
the
gone
fun.
and fucked
Get
both
in there,
of us,
Phelps.
and you know where he's hiding. Now tell me where he is before I cut you.
I told you I haven't seen him.
Like hitting women.
This isn't gonna end well for you, friend.
Okay, this guy's dressed very nicely. Oh, of course.
How cool.
Nasty weapon.
All the Italians carry them. A real man uses his fists or a gun.
Probably Mafia is probably angry at him that he was supposed to take a fall and he didn't. It'd be really awkward if he just wakes up during this.
Carlo here seems to have the same friends as Hammond. What are the odds on them all being bookmakers? She's leaving town.
What do we got here?
Single ticket. One way. I guess there isn't a lot for Albert in Ohio. Scania sails from New York. Take a seat, Miss Edwards. We have some questions for you to answer.
Look, I haven't done anything wrong.
Ever? I find that pretty hard to believe.
Can you answer some questions now, Miss Edwards?
Sure, I've
Okay, this is the part where people say that this, okay, you guys told me that there's only 3 questions in this case, and that if you mess this up, you failed the case. Whereabouts of Hammond? Let's look at the evidence here. What do we got? Bookmakers, odds, telegram, Western Unit telegram to Elvira Hammond. Your boy done good, home soon, Albert. Magazine writing off for Cooper. Coupon filled out under name Candy Edwards. Payout calculations matching list of bookmaker odds bus ticket. Okay.
We're trying to track down Albert Hammond. We have reason to believe he might be in danger. Do you know where he is?
No, I don't. I'm over Albert. I haven't seen him.
Let me see what accuses.
You're lying, Candy. You were in his hotel room. He came back after the fight and you weren't there. What happened?
You can't prove that I was in the room.
Yeah, the magazine filled out in their name Candy Edwards right here. Yeah, this is proof.
How do you think we found you, Candy? You wrote your name and address on a coupon.
Look, Albert was supposed to take a fall. We were all supposed to make a little money out of it. But Albert got too goddamn stubborn. Said his pride was all he had left. So I told him, shove it. Let's see his pride keep him warm at night.
So you walked out before the fight?
Yes, I did. What's the problem? I didn't take anything.
List of odds recovered.
Do the names Harry, Mervyn, or Ray mean anything to you?
Could be anybody. How the hell would I know?
They're bookmakers, aren't they? Tell me the truth.
How the hell would I know?
Bookmakers payouts.
Albert wrote his winnings down on a notepad in the hotel room. We found the odds in his locker. Who has the betting slips?
That son of a bitch, Albert. Everyone thought he was dumb, including me. But he beat them all.
Plans to leave town.
You're leaving town, Miss Edwards?
Yes, I'm going straight home.
this lying, she's like it's just like sometimes it's just so weird. Let me see what accuses.
You're lying to me. Albert finally won a big fight. I say good luck to him. But you know where he is. Let me help him, Candy.
Do all you cops run off at the mouth? Prove I know where he is.
Interstate bus ticket. The thing is, though, does she know exactly where... Is this for him, though? That's the question. Interstate bus ticket to Akron, Ohio.
You gonna stand around here all day? A girl's got things to do.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
Here, hang on.
Let's just get this over with, and you can haul Carlo the hell out of here.
Here, okay.
You're leaving town, Miss Edwards?
Yes, I'm going straight home.
You're lying to me. Albert finally won a big fight. I say good luck to him. But you know where he is. Let me help him, Candy.
Do all you cops run off at the mouth? Prove I know where he is.
The ticket here?
I don't know.
Damn, okay, no, it's not that. That was, I'm sorry, guys. It was, that's the most important one. I know, that catch the person. I was doing good up until that point. It was just, I was trying to see if, like, if maybe she knew that he was also getting on the ship. I guess it wasn't that one. Probably should have used doubt because she had a gangster that just busted into her place.
Everyone thought he was dumb, including me. But he beat them all.
You're leaving town, Miss Edwards?
Yes, I'm going straight home.
Albert is going home by boat as soon as he collects his winnings. I know you're going to meet him.
Albert is going to collect nothing. He'll be lucky if he can get out of town in one piece.
How will you fare any better? They already believe you're in on it.
Hell, I know you're in on it.
You can think what you want, Buster. I'll take my chances. I got a few errands to run, and then I say adios to this dump.
Do you want to press charges against Arcaro?
Just get him out of here. That's all I want.
Get out, Carlo, you hump. And get rid of that pig sticker. You ever pull that thing on me, I'll shoot you like a dog.
That bitch knows where Hammond is. She knows where my money's gone.
My money too, tough guy. I'll handle this.
Good luck, Miss Edwards. I hope things work out for you.
Thank you. It's very kind of you to say so.
They're probably gonna follow her.
Bad people are looking to hurt Candy, and yet she's not heading straight for the train station? I smell a payoff. I say stake her out. See where
I
she
knew
goes.
it. I knew they were gonna follow her. Yeah, I knew. I called it. But anyways, technically I was right when I showed like the ticket, like the boat, that he was gonna get on the boat. But I guess I couldn't use that as piece of evidence. I had to use
Tail
doubt
is
instead.
broad. Don't let her get away, but don't get spotted. I'll bring up the car behind you.
Comes from olives. Where does baby oil come?
Suspect discovered you. What? Okay, I guess the characters in LA Noire can see you a lot farther than they can in other games, because even in the Assassin's Creed games, when you're tailing somebody, they can't even follow you see that far away.
Tail is broad. Don't let her get away, but don't get spotted. I'll bring up the car behind you.
I can just do this too, I guess then. How she doesn't see him, she's gotta be stupid if she doesn't see him like this. Also, here's the thing, police follow people in real life. This does happen. It's not necessarily to this extent where they're sitting on, you know, benches and they're reading newspapers. No, it's not like that. Most of the time, they're just in a car. They're just sitting in a car, they're waiting for the person to leave. They might be like a, you know, block or two away, and they're probably gonna pull up in a different car than they normally use, just so that they, What? How does she see me? Can she see through walls or something? Okay, this is ridiculous. That she saw me through the wall. I was literally around the corner. I don't know how she saw me there. But yeah, police basically follow people in real life too. There's nothing really illegal about that. About police following a suspect, seeing, you know, where they're going. You have a right to privacy in your home. So in your home, you know, the police can't come in there without a warrant, and, you know, search it. But when you're going somewhere in public, you really don't have that right of privacy. So if the police want to, they can follow you. You know, you could maybe argue to a court it's harassment if it gets really annoying. But if you're like, you know, the prime suspect in the case, then it's probably not going to work out for you. And the thing about this is, Roy is 100% right that there is definitely something really, there's definitely something really fishy about this, because a mobster just came to her house or her apartment and tried to, you know, intimidate her, possibly kill her, and she basically thinks, you know what, I'm just gonna sleep here, I'm just gonna wait till morning. Like, her first instinct isn't to just, you know, get out of there right away. It's basically her first instinct isn't to leave right away. So there's something not right here. Something's off.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
You don't own the sidewalk.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Oh, and also, another thing is, if the police are gonna follow somebody on foot, usually the police don't follow people on foot. Most of the time, they're following people by car. But here's the thing is, if the police are like, if the police are concerned that the person that they're following is like paranoid and they might spot them, what they might do is they might bring in another cop in, like another detective, who that person has not interacted with at all. That person has not seen that person, and so if they just see them, they'll just think there's a random civilian just walking by. They're not going to think that they're following them.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
I think this might be a DLC case, because I don't remember playing this case a long time ago. I'm gonna wait till she gets a good distance, because she could turn around at any moment here.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Where's she going?
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
is she doing right now?
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Thrifty liquor?
Bookmakers? Yes. Surprise, surprise.
His name is Phelps. I read about him in the paper.
A blonde woman just came in here.
She went out the back way. Said she was being watched.
How much did she collect?
$3,600. She cleaned me out.
On the Hammond Kid Galahad fight?
You got it. I'm not complaining. We all made a lot of money on that one. Huge plunge on Galahad, and then Hammond knocks the bum out.
So she collected the money and went out through the back door?
Nope. She made a phone call over there, wrote something on a notepad, and then left.
What are you doing?
An old intelligence trick from the Marines.
Remember that Carl does this in Sniper Elite V2. You remember this? When he's looking for Dr. Wolf, he does this specifically on his notepad too. Examiner drugstore.
We know where she's headed. Let's get moving.
Car 11K, 11 King. Further to your request, Bunko Fraud has 3 known bookmakers operating out of storefronts in the Hollywood area. Thrifty Liquor, 6106 Santa Monica, the Examiner Drugstore, and a Max Spirits at 1658 North Cherokee. KGPL clear.
Hammond backed himself to win.
And Candy is picking up the winnings. Smart play.
Question is Candy collecting on Albert's behalf, or is she cheating him too?
That is a good point. She could be taking the money and not be cutting him in.
We better get to that next address quick. Candy will be in a hurry now.
Detectives Phelps and Earl, LAPD.
Relax, Cole. You just have a blonde in here, Mervyn?
Sure did. I'm just about to close up. She took me to the cleaners. 4,000 clams and change.
How long ago did she leave?
Maybe 5 minutes. Called a cab. Asked for a number. I told her there was a card over there by the phone.
Yeah, I think you shouldn't... yeah, you should probably quit smoking. Okay.
Yellow cab. We need to get after her, fast. Operator, message for KGPL.
How can I help, Detective?
Putting you through now.
Can you connect me to the Yellow Cab Company? Hollywood 2187, please. This is Detective Phelps, LAPD. You dispatched a cab to 1487 Ivar Avenue, Hollywood.
Yes, sir. Sent one round from the pool.
Do you have the number of that cab?
Number 179.
Thanks.
We're done playing around. Get Mervyn to give us an address on Ray's place.
Examiner drugstore. Oh.
What do you think?
We're done playing around. Get Mervyn to give us an address on Ray's place.
You have any idea who Ray is?
Sugar Ray?
Not now, Mervyn. Cole doesn't have much of a sense of humor at the best of times.
Ray runs a shop up on North Cherokee Avenue, just south of Hollywood Boulevard.
Okay, we gotta get over there quick. Also, this was like... How much was this? Like 11 grand in total that she's getting? This is a fortune back then. A ton of money. This is a lot of money.
Broad's planning on cleaning out every bookmaker in town.
Hammond needed to make sure he was getting a bigger payday than if he'd taken the flop.
Never trust the limeys, especially where a fight's concerned. A mistake we can't seem to stop making.
All units in the vicinity and any central unit. Citizen reports of 415 at 7th and Central. Unit to handle code 2. Identify.
There's a taxi.
That's the cab waiting up ahead. She's not in the car. Don't get too close.
She must be inside.
We're on the move again, Cole. After her. Don't lose that cab. Can you quit driving like a jackass already?
Okay.
How many stops is she gonna make?
Also, one other thing about LA Noire, you notice how there's like a lot of suburban houses like right near like skyscrapers and tall buildings? It was like that back then when cities started getting built up, but now it's very little places like that out there all across the country where there's like houses like this next to like very urban areas.
Full of himself, being this sure.
A lot of them were torn down and built for bigger buildings.
Too close, Phelps. Way too close.
Ah, crap. Okay, the police will compensate you, sir.
That bitch is giving me what I'm owed. That's all I know.
You got a pretty funny idea of what keeping a low profile means, Phelps. Pull over. She's heading inside.
Okay, now it's time to end this.
think I just saw Hammond. I'll tail him. You get in there and stay with Candy. Make sure you don't let her see you.
Also, it was not uncommon for people to take buses across the country. Here's the thing about flying is... What the? What the?
Call an ambulance.
Hammond got away.
He said...
Just try and sit still, Candy. Who shot you? Was it Albert?
Car.
They're on the way. I have a patrolman searching the depot. The chief's putting together a manhunt for Hammond. He got the money, right?
Looks like it.
A tough bird, our limey friend. Using his girlfriend as the bag woman and then getting greedy over the split. He won't make it out of town.
That's how you see it?
I told you that cocksucker was a crook.
It might not have been Hammond who did that. But honestly is... Well, here's the gun. You know what this is? I'll tell you one thing I know about this. This is a snub nose. And even though I don't know revolvers that well, do you know who carried these a lot of times back in this time period? Italian gangsters, the ones who carried this.
32 caliber. One shot fired.
This is probably the mafia who killed her.
The Egyptian Theater.
So, what now? The theater, I guess. We don't have much else to go on.
Poor girl.
Because...
She didn't deserve that.
Poor girl. Half the precinct aren't taking a vacation this year because of her. You need to leave town a lot quicker than that if you decide to screw over Mickey C.
The thing is about Candy is, I don't want to sound cruel when I say this, but you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. That's basically, it's like she got involved with these really bad people, she cheated out the mafia out of money, and then she was so arrogant and narcissistic that she didn't think anything bad was going to happen to her.
This seems like a long shot. Aren't they all?
Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King.
Message from the coroner. The cause of death was a knife wound. Repeat, a knife wound. The revolver appears to have belonged to the victim.
Son of a
KGB all clear.
bitch. He stabbed her.
I thought you said real men use their fists, not guns.
That guinea cocksucker. You think he got the money too?
Come on, Roy. We're bringing this whole tragedy to its conclusion.
Yeah, so is the switchblade.
Carlo. Your gripe was with me.
She was collecting the money for you. Mickey made it clear it was either me or you, and I intend to keep on living.
She stole those betting slips. She was running out on me.
And you were gonna let her?
No, I let her collect. I set her up. Just like she set me up. Just like my manager set me up. Everyone wanted me to take a dive. Everyone wanted me to take the short money. It's for the best kid.
You were washed up, kid! You couldn't climb, and you were too brave to sink. You were going nowhere!
Maybe, but I had heart. I was a Royal Marine, Carlo. If I lost a fight, it wasn't for lack of trying. And it wasn't for lack of courage. I didn't have much. But I had that.
I did it for you, and that's how you repay me!
You did it for yourself, and so did little boy. You did it to make a quick buck, and Candy did it to make her dream come true.
Blah, blah, blah. I've got the money, all I need to do is get rid of you. It's gonna be a shame, kid, but that's business.
So he has a separate snub nose, too. The Mafia were the most known for carrying snub nose.
We've heard enough, Arcaro. Put down your weapon.
You're making a big mistake, Arcaro. Stay down.
Come on, Cole. Carlo's a dead man. Hammond, too, when I find him.
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
Where are you? You cocksucker.
Where did he go?
Clear, go!
He's still in the theater, but...
You're covered, Phelps.
How did he go?
Move, I've got you.
And it's the electric chair.
It's time to come out now, Hammond. Put the gun down, Roy.
That son of a bitch owes me a lot of money.
Catch. Escania sails from New York, Hammond. Be on the next train and don't ever come back.
Why?
Because I was a Marine and I once lacked courage. Everyone deserves a second chance. Now beat it.
Fuck you! That English prick is getting away with my money, Phelps!
Donnelly and the homicide squad send their best, Phelps. They're more than pleased that you wrapped up the Edwards killing. They're a little mystified about the motive. You have any ideas on that?
Crime of passion, sir. Looks like some sort of love triangle between the manager, the fighter, and his girlfriend.
No sign of the scrapper?
No, sir. Looks like he left town after the fight.
Okay. It's homicide's problem now. Good work, gentlemen.
Yeah, this case actually really had nothing to do with drugs. It's weird that it's a vice case and it had nothing to do with drugs. It was basically a homicide fraud. Albert Hammond sent sail for England after inexplicably vanishing from police custody. Okay. So that's pretty much it right there then, guys. And that will wrap it up here. So if I'm to understand this correctly, so Hammond was supposed to take a fall for the Mafia, but it was his personal pride that he couldn't lose the fight. Am I correct? Am I getting this right? And Candy ended up betting on him winning the fight, so the Mafia ended up losing their money. Candy tried to take the money, and I guess she tried to skip town. So she wasn't even going to split that also with Hammond. Hammond was going to make more money winning the fight than he was going to be losing the fight. And then the Mafia got pissed, and then they ended up killing her. and then they tried to kill Hammond because he was the only witness left to that. So he was the only one who could testify. Am I getting that right? And then so Hammond just left town after that. I don't know what happened to the money. I guess did he keep the money? He kept the money, I guess then. But that pretty much wraps up the case. It was a decent one. It only had 3 questions, surprisingly. But you know, I can't believe I wasn't able to use that postcard for the ship when I accused her of lying. I should have been able to, but I guess it's a doubt. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.